Today we're going to show you guys how to do some faux binding. Usually I don't do faux binding. It takes a significant amount of time and I'm usually short on my builds. We've got this S-style body that is perfect for it. Thank you to Kimball Hardwoods for this beautiful quilted body. We're going to be doing a purple top, but we want to paint the binding on before we do that. Gluboost has this awesome impermeable vinyl tape. We're going to put this down, see how it goes. We're going to lay the tape out on each side. We're going to come back with some sealer and seal it. And then we'll pull off the tape, hit it with the purple, and go. But faux binding, like I said, is just a little bit time consuming. So we'll just tape off right past the 1/4 inch edge that I've got on this already. And then we'll use a water-based sealer to seal it, because then the Angelus that I'm going to be using for the color, it won't bleed into it as bad, and I can sort of manipulate it as I need. But let's go ahead and get going taping this sucker off. So applying this tape from Gluboost is relatively simple. It's thin, it's vinyl. You just sort of apply it in one stroke, which was really nice. It's really easy to do this. So I sort of pull it out about 3 inches, 6 inches, something like that, and then press it down. And then I went over the top the same way. I'd say the only spot I had a little bit of issue was around that upper horn. It was just a tight curve to do this. So doing 2 tight curves sucked. But I got it all cleaned up and got it down relatively simple. And then we're going with a water-based finish here. And I put on 6 coats of this stuff. And that's pretty much the whole heart of natural binding, is this process right here. The trick is to put the first coat on, I'd say relatively thin, and then keep building onto those coats. You don't want to go with a really thick coat in the beginning, because as it's drying and just sort of settling, you don't want it to sort of sag down on the carina here. So the first coat goes on just thin. You want to also make sure that all your pores are sealed. This body was sanded down to 600 across the whole body. And then when I taped, I made sure that the tape was clean and there wasn't any sawdust. And so the first coat goes on relatively thin. The second coat goes on a little bit thinner, third and fourth. And I do this with all within probably 24 hours. And if you're really smart, you will immediately pull off the tape then once you're done, because you don't want to let the tape sit on the wood. You don't want the adhesive to absorb into the wood at all. This does have the sort of greenish tape property of not sticking. The problem I had on this body was I let it sit for 2 weeks because I got busy with something else. And I had to come back then and scrape some of the adhesive off because I made a mistake on my end. But by the time you get to that 5th or 6th coat, it's already pretty thick and it goes relatively quickly. So what I would do is I'd apply the tape on, let's say, a Friday night, put your first coat on, come in Saturday morning, put your second coat on, Saturday night, put your third coat on, Sunday morning, 4th coat, Sunday night, 5th coat, and then peel the tape here. So this, again, like I said, was 2 weeks later. Peeled it all off, and then I cleaned it up with a little bit of razor blade and some steel wool. And if I had peeled it right away after that, I wouldn't have had any issues. So just remember that as you're doing this, make sure you get that tape off on that last coat. We'll go live in video here to applying the purple. Alright, so we're going to do a purple burst on this. I got some Angelus purple leather dye. Got a used t-shirt And we're gonna just put that first coat on. So I've got the natural binding, and I should be good to go right up to the edge and not have any issues. This is an outstanding piece of wood from Kimball. Probably should have drilled everything else, but that's alright. We may have to sand some of this off anyway. Never know what it's going to look like. So we had a little stain right there that you may have noticed. Covered that up. Also, when I bent over the top, a little bit of checking right there. I filled it with some wood filler, but it's a little bit visible. May have to play with that as well. Purple is the color I get the most questions about. Too much purple and it goes green. It's a very odd color. I think it's the color with the most pigment. The trick to this is to go back and scrape the binding clean once you're done putting that first coat on. So go right up to that edge like this. We'll come back and clean it up. Probably could have taped it, but sometimes that doesn't work all that well either. You can see where I've got too much purple in and it goes a little bit green. Hey guys, I'm filming! So just make sure we get the edges nice and soaked in. The trick will be the steel wool to pull out what's going green. And we'll come back and scrape off the binding. There's 2 full coats. Let this dry. We'll work our magic. Who's calling who? So then we do the steel wool trick on this. Once the color is in and done, purple goes on really, really thick, and it's sort of hard to get the coloring right. So I put on purple real thick, come back with steel wool, and begin to finesse the color out. And this is a really important trick to doing this properly, is the figure needs to pop, and you have to get the steel wool and pull out that top level of color. This was actually hard to do. This color combination was a little bit difficult. The purple is a goofy color. The natural binding is already on, so I'm being really careful to not sort of make a mess of the stuff. You know, even as I did this, what I had to do is come back with a razor blade and just sort of finesse the natural binding a little bit, because then I got it a little bit purpley from the purple dust of the dye. So once I get all of this cleaned up with the steel wool, you can see the fast forwarded process really gets the color to pop. And this probably took me about 25 minutes to get it right, but it really, really shines. So what we did with the color then is apply a couple coats of sanding sealer, and then we used a satin finish, and I'll show you here as we go live in video. So we got everything cleaned up here. The edge is really clean. After I cleaned up the binding, I put a different piece of tape down, sprayed this black, and then sealed the whole body in lacquer a couple of times. You'll see that in the full build of this, but wanted to show you how to get faux binding look really good. You will have a couple of issues on the end grain. Sometimes you'll get a little seepage through. I'm surprised I didn't get any over here, but I got it on some of the curved pieces. But it's really clean on the sides. What I like to do is go into the music stores and see some of the PRS. Sometimes they have the same issues with doing this. This spot is really clean, and then at the horn, I mean, it's really, really small, but I can tell because I look for it. But it's really clean, really happy with the way the faux binding came out on this body. I'll get the whole video of this thing posted shortly. This is purple with black and some faux binding, some great contrast on Corinna and quilted maple. But that is the quick way to do some faux binding. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.